Hey everyone, Derek here with a quick news update on Fortnite and Epic Games. Now, this is usually a game we really don't cover that much or even talk about, but what's going on with Epic is rather interesting and kind of applies to the industry at large. So this morning, Epic announced that it's permanently lowering the cost of its in-game currency known as VBucks across all platforms, and it's also added its own direct payment system to Apple and Android devices, which circumvented the App Store and Google Play. And according to Epic, this was done in response to the App Store's exorbitant 30% fee on mobile purchases. So in a blog on the pricing change, Epic said, "Starting today, any V-Bucks or real money offers you purchase on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Mac are now discounted by up to 20%. On mobile, players can choose to pay with either the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, or Epic Direct Payment, with direct payment purchases costing less in most countries. By offering an alternate payment system, we're not only offering players more choice, but we're able to pass along the savings to players." So the supporter creator cuts will stay the same, with $1 for every 2,000 V-Bucks going to the designated creator. And players who made V-Bucks or real money purchases between July 14th and August 13th will be granted a V-Bucks bonus by August 17th. Now, as Kotaku points out, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has been long vocal about what he sees as Apple and Google's stranglehold on mobile purchases. Fortnite initially released on its own installer on Android, coming to the Google Play Store 18 months later. In an interview with Bloomberg saying, "Imagine a town that only allowed a Target and disallowed any other stores from building. I mean, that's totally un-American and uncompetitive, but that's exactly what Apple does in an absolute sense." In a recent interview on Medium, Sweeney said, "All million of us developers, large and small, need to resist and refuse to continue cooperating with these large platforms, which are basically holding our businesses hostages to larger and larger ransom over time." So how did Apple respond to this? Well, Fortnite has now been removed from iOS. It is no longer available to buy on the App Store, and it's completely gone. So yeah, that took no time at all, and Apple even put out a statement saying, "Today Epic Games took the unfortunate step of violating the App Store guidelines that are applied equally to every developer and designed to keep the store safe for our users. As a result, their Fortnite app has been removed from the store." Epic enabled a feature in its app which was not reviewed or approved by Apple, and they did so with the express intent of violating the App Store guidelines regarding in-app payments that apply to every developer who sells digital goods or services. Epic has had apps on the App Store for a decade and have benefited from the App Store ecosystem, including its tools, testing, and distribution that Apple provides to all developers. Epic agreed to the App Store terms and guidelines freely, and we're glad they've built such a successful business on the App Store. The fact that their business interests now lead them to push for a special arrangement does not change the fact that these guidelines create a level playing field for all developers and make the store safe for all users. We will make every effort to work with Epic to resolve these violations so they can return Fortnite to the App Store. And yeah, this has created a battle of the words about what Epic says and what Apple says, but it should be noted something from Jason Schreier, who formerly worked with Kotaku. He tweeted out, "This is one of the many reasons why the Epic Game Store hatred makes no sense. Standardizing a 12% cut rather than 30% strikes me as nothing but a positive outcome for game developers, games, and players." So basically what this means is that the Epic Game Store only takes a 12% cut rather than Apple's 30%, meaning that developers who put their games on the Epic Game Store will earn much more of a profit from those games. This is in direct contrast to Apple, where they of course take a 30% cut. That's over twice the amount, and it becomes a lot more difficult to make a profit. And this is a big deal because, as Epic noted, there is only two options as far as apps: the Google Play Store and the App Store. But that's not all, as this story keeps developing and more information keeps coming out. Because in response to Apple, Epic Games has filed legal papers which they announced on Twitter and freely allowed people to peruse those papers. Now, people who have looked through it have noted that Epic is not seeking monetary damages from Apple, but is rather scathing in what they say. In this document, they state, "Epic respectfully requests this court to enjoin Apple from continuing to impose its anti-competitive restrictions on the iOS ecosystem and ensure 2020 is not like 1984. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a continuing thing, and Also relevant to all this is, well, what's the status of Fortnite on iOS if you already have it? Well, you'll still be able to play it and you'll be able to take advantage of the cheaper V-Bucks. However, in this lawsuit, Epic does make a point that with Fortnite pulled, people won't be able to update their game, which means you might want to log on and play next time it's updated, as Fortnite's current chapter ends in 2 weeks, so this is pretty much a time bomb for people who aren't aware about this, meaning there's going to be a lot of upset kids all of a sudden unable to access the next update, and this might be part of the long game for Fortnite. It's hard to say for sure. So yeah, this is really a first volley to see what happens for the future of apps and in-app purchases and Epic Game Store and the game industry as a whole going forward, what this could all actually mean. Will other developers follow suit and get kicked off the App Store and sort of force Apple's hand? Or is this just going to be Epic by itself because, well, they have Fortnite and they have the ability to toss their weight around? So it's going to be fascinating to see exactly what happens as we go along. But what do you think of all this? Let us know in the comments, and of course be sure to subscribe to Game Explained for more on Epic and other things gaming as well. Until next time, bye.